Hello everyone, welcome back to the Play On Podcast Football Edition. In this part, me and Luke are going to talk about the Leinster Quarter Final, which took place between Meath and Longford. Meath making a real statement that there's levels in Leinster and battering Longford by 4 goals and 22 points to 12 points. Meath go on to play Dublin next. Luke, what did you make of this performance?
Yeah, really comprehensive, like very, very strong performance by Meath, and another kind of victory, and a kind of extreme victory in Leinster, kind of nearly surprising how comprehensive it was. So I'm sure Meath will be absolutely delighted with it, and they move on to the Dubs next.
Yeah, and nothing but positive signs for them. The performances of some of their players was outstanding. Cathal Hickey was immense for Meath all game. Brian Menton, of course, his fitness as well. He came off the bench. Meath's bench was fantastic. James McEntee hit 4 points. James Conlon got a goal off the bench. You know, nothing but good things. Jordan Morris got himself a goal. He's a huge player for Laois because, you know, he's got a bit of dynamite about him. And yeah, they just carved Longford open at will. They've such powerful runners, the likes of Killian O'Sullivan, Shane McEntee as well, the captain. He got a goal straight away, which set the tone for what was an absolutely dominant performance by Meath. And now they go on to play against Dublin. And, you know, last year, of course, Meath battered everyone that they played and got to the Leinster Final against Dublin and were beaten out the gate. This year, I'm not biting as much on the Meath hype as I did last year. You know, I was hoping that Meath would give them a game. But I'm more convinced by the fact that Dublin don't look 100% this year. But yeah, I still think they'll up their game, but Dublin don't look as strong as they did last year.
Yeah, but I do think the point to take from this is that, like, Meath are, like, even if they're not at the level required to challenge Dublin just yet, that, like, they are improving every year. And the difference between them and a lot of the other Leinster teams is that there is, like, considerable young talent coming through here. And you look at kind of, you already talked about Cathal Hickey scoring 1-2 from wing back, like, which is exceptional, really. And he was an absolute star, kind of an underage as well. You look at kind of Jordan Morris and Matthew Costello as well coming through, that these are kind of really young, exciting players, kind of they're being firmly established at championship level, and it's going to do no harm for them going forward. So yeah, I think they're building something quite nicely there. It kind of remains to be seen. Might be a year too soon for them, but it's kind of they're laying the groundwork for something that should be flourish into something that can really put it up to Dublin in the coming years.
Yeah, definitely. And Shane Walsh, of course, is another player that, you know, is definitely a mercurial talent coming through for me. And yeah, no, they definitely looked very good throughout the entire game. You know, the fitness of Donald Keoghan is massive for them though as well. Like, hopefully, you know, he can come back to, you know, some type of fitness before the championship is done for me, because he's an exceptional footballer, and it would be a shame to not see him, you know, at his peak during the championship. There was one potential turning point. You know, it was highlighted on the Sunday game by Tomas O'Shea. I think he made a good point. I completely agree that how Longford didn't get a penalty when Ronan Ryan just dragged down the Longford midfielder. It looked, you know, ridiculous. Like, Ronan Ryan just got on the Longford fella's back, just made absolutely no attempt to play the ball. Longford had a 4-on-2, definite goal scoring opportunity, and it wasn't given.
Well, yeah, no, that was definitely a huge moment. Kieran Brannigan only chose to, he didn't consider it to be a penalty and black card, and it was only a free which Robbie Smith eventually tapped over. But you consider that instead. We're a 10-minute spell down to 14. Probably wouldn't have impacted the results considering how dominant Meath were. But yeah, look, it's in the interest kind of applying the rules properly. There's no doubt about it. That should have been a black card and a penalty. But it wouldn't have changed the outcome in the end. But I think that this is why some people are having frustrations about the implementation of new rules coming in each year when there is no consistency based on it. So yeah, look, that it's obviously that's going to be an area of frustration for Longford. But yeah, look, I'll say it again though, like they were definitely second best in the day.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, they were second best on the day, and you know, that definitely brings to an end, what has been a fruitful enough spell in charge of Longford for Pádraic Davis. He stepped down after the game. And yeah, that brings to an end a bit of an era for Longford in which they were a very solid Division 3 team under Pádraic Davis. Got some very, very good victories, including a victory over Meath. What did you make of his tenure in charge?
Yeah, look, I thought they had some great some great kind of days with him as manager. Like you already talked about the Meath victory, and they've had their runs through the qualifiers where they've caused some severe upsets as well. So I think it's been a complete success for them. That's just why I was surprised with the nature of the defeat here, because they look like to be building a little bit of momentum going into this game. It's a good result of the week prior, and it was a bit puzzling to kind of see them being beaten by such a huge margin, really, against. I don't know, maybe if that's a reflection on where Meath are at right now. But yeah, look, I think you can't. This shouldn't be what Pádraic Davis's reign was kind of remembered for, I suppose, and that there are so many positives for that. And I think it's been really, really a huge positive for football in Longford.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, no, Meath, of course, march on. They go to play against the All-Ireland champion Dublin in the semi final. Do you give Meath a better chance this year than last year?
Yeah, completely. I would have to give them a far better chance than last year, especially I think due to obviously themselves. We talked about this already, that they seem to have got a fair bit more young talent through. Either that they're now coming into the fray completely new, and then there's the kind of the lads from last year have a year more of experience and a year more physical development as well, kind of thrown in. Particularly Jordan Morris. Jordan Morris certainly looks at this level right now, and he was relatively new to the panel last year and still very raw. So I'd give them a much better chance as well. Certainly considering Dublin kind of with a fairly stale performance at the weekend too. I know Dublin will have an extra 2 weeks of training by the time they meet, but I think I do think they'll put it up to Dublin more than they did last year. But the Croke Park factor will definitely play into it, and I would still expect Dublin to be able to pull away by a fair bit in the end, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so that is our review of the Meath versus Longford game. We hope you guys enjoyed it, and make sure you catch our other reviews of all the weekend's action.